Hey everyone, I was on a bit of a vacation, so I haven't been able to upload YouTube videos in a hot minute, but we are back with some content, and this is a project I kind of put off for a little bit, but it was the Go Team Up World Championships group stage that I created 2 previous videos on, so feel free to check those out if you don't know what exactly I'm talking about, but it is the World Championships of a team format that myself and my teammates competed in a few months ago. So I'm just going to upload a bunch of these footage in the coming days as well, just to kind of go through it, because there's a lot of other exciting team battle footage to cover as well in still factions, and I kind of want to finish this off before we start covering that. So if you watched the previous 2 videos on Go Team Up Worlds, you'll know that my team, the Cool Cats, are in the first group stage and we're kind of on the brink of elimination. We have to win at least 2 out of our 3 matchups, and we've won 1 and lost another. So we are going into our final matchup against Aqua Hunger Force, a very solid team as well, and let's see kind of how it plays out. Before I get into the videos, a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you would like to have early access to some of my strategies and lineups, or see behind the scenes footage of my battles, feel free to sign up in the link down below. So in this very first battle, my teammate Airvel is battling OGPlayerOne, who is a really solid player and also a patron of mine actually. Definitely a tough matchup for Airvel here. Marowak is very strong against Medicham, and actually does go for the shield as well, just to preserve as much health on this Alone Marowak as possible. I think it's actually a pretty solid strategy that he's going for. I think he's trying to lure out the Marowak so that his Ninetales has a lot more play, because Marowak is probably one of the hardest checks to Ninetales, and actually a really smart decision for OGPlayerOne to actually pivot out here, because knowing that he probably has to worry about this Ninetales in the back. So Airvel does shield here. I don't know, this is kind of a tricky spot for him to be in. We haven't seen OGPlayerOne's 3rd Pokemon yet, but this Marowak is quite low at this point. Airvel actually decided to no shield the Bone Clubs, and then here comes in Amanda Buzz. So definitely does not want to see this Ninetales, but luckily the Ninetales is fairly low on health, but these charms are really adding up, and then going straight for the Dragon Breath down and able to finish off the Marowak. So really solid play by Airvel. Neither of these players are double down, so both are earning just standard points. Of course, it's 5 battles. If you didn't watch my previous videos, I mentioned that in every matchup against another team, you can nominate 1 player on each team to earn double the amount of points for their wins. And I think us looking at this team comp matchup, figured it probably wasn't super favorable for Airvel, and it seems like Aqua Hunger Force probably felt similarly for OGPlayerOne's team. Alright, so coming in with the Bombasnow here, Airvel is probably going to go for, probably get a decent amount of farm, although these energy balls are adding up a little bit. He is actually going to go straight for the Ice Punch, which is fine, just for neutral, chip it down as much as possible. Actually is going down to the Bombasnow. Obviously, these footage are actually pre-Weather Ball nerf, so just a heads up, that's why the Weather Balls are doing a little bit more damage. But really solid there to kind of conserve the shields and finish off with the Zweilous there. Alright, so a quick swap to Medicham here. Kind of interesting. I think he wants to save that Zweilous for the Lone Marowak, but at the same time, if OGPlayerOne has like a Bombstone in the back, it's not the cleanest matchup. Although Ninetales should do quite solid. So I guess I see the rationale here. Goes actually straight for the Psychic. Probably, well, luckily actually gets the defensive buff. I think that might have just been throwing a bigger move just in case something else that came in. Ice Punch would have been better there, but gets the defensive buff, but OGPlayerOne does swap out here. Now, Airvel's in a really good spot. Goes actually for the bait here, and actually grabs a shield, which is really solid, and then it's going to shield here. This might be okay, so it's another Bone Club actually, which is obviously going to do a little bit more damage than Bone Club, because Bone Club's just such a bad move. Able to farm it all the way down, and then this is looking like to be a very good spot for Airvel here. These charms are really going to add up. Just going to throw the Weather Ball, because this Wireless does have energy as well, so just in case this Man Bus could somehow take out this Charm Ninetales, he would still have played the back end. But off to a 3-0 start, really solid. for our team right here. Yeah, definitely need as many points as possible because, like I mentioned, our team is on the brink of elimination from Group Stage 1 if we do not win this specific team matchup. All right, so going in with the Ice Punches here, this Air Slash Mana Buzz is definitely going to do fairly solid against Medicham. Airvel doing a good job of counting and getting as much extra energy as possible and able to get another Ice Punch through. And yeah, be able to beat the Mana Buzz there with the Medicham. And then here comes the Toxicroak. Now this is actually kind of scary. You can tell he's kind of pondering this too, right? What's better here? Because the Toxicroak is going to do a good chunk of damage with the Sludge Bomb, but at the same time, he's going to do a ton of damage to the Zweilous as well. Luckily, the Zweilous was able to Dragon Breath down. He is going to go for a Body Slam here. My guess is he thinks that 2 Body Slams is going to be better than 1 Dark Pulse. Unfortunately, does not get to it. They get to the Blizzard just in time. I think that's the first time we're seeing Blizzard on that Politoed. But honestly, Earthquake would have been enough to KO the Zweilous from that range too. Alright, so really solid plays by OGPlayerOne in that specific matchup. And the Ninetales is going to go for the Side Shocks. Man, these charms are really adding up here too. Is going to try to charm this all the way down to win switch advantage here, and then does get switch advantage and has a move loaded too. I don't think OGPlayerOne shields this, but we'll see. Goes for a Side Shock again, doesn't shield, good call by not shielding, and then comes in with Medicham here. Did Airvel lock in his Medicham? Yeah, he did. So he actually didn't let the Ninetales get farmed down. Yeah, again, this Toxicroak is causing some problems for him for sure. Still has a shield left. Obviously, it's low on health, so these Dragon Breaths are going to do a good chunk. Probably trying to swap, as you can see. He was trying to sack swap there, but unfortunately, the timer was not up yet. And then now, yeah, simultaneous KO, but the Bombstone still left him back. So OGPlayerOne able to grab 2 points for a team after going down 0-3. And here's my matchup against my friend Craig James. I am the double down for this round, so like I mentioned before, that means I'm getting double the amount of points for every win. Obviously, the opponents also have a double down player. They just haven't shown up yet in these matchups. But yeah, I think looking at it, we probably thought this was probably the best chance at grabbing as many points as possible, but Craig James is definitely a really solid player too, so maybe not the best decision. We'll see. Yeah, Frostlass, really solid against the team overall. Really has to watch out for that Registeel. Honestly, even the Hypno can be a little bit scary with shields up. Yeah, able to kind of get the matchup I really want here. And then really willing down this Quagsire. Quagsire, really strong Pokemon, but at the same time too, can't really bait with much. Has Stone Edge. That was a visual glitch, but as you can see, my Mew's health is quite low. First 2 points for my team with that double down. And then now going in to the second match here, I have 2 solid checks of Hypno in the back, so I'm going to swap to it after charging up some energy. Does get to that Shadow Ball here too, and so I'm going to definitely really want to win switch here. A little bit tricky because this Vigoroth is resisting all of these Shadow Claws. But I'm going to go for the Wild Charge here. Hopefully does not shield, but he does make a great call on shields. I get to another Wild Charge here though, so that's definitely huge. But goes for a double shield here. And then I'm going to just lock in my Pelipper here and see what my opponent does. I'm going to go straight for the Hurricane, just go for that one-shot nuke. And then here comes the Hypno again. At this point, I'm feeling a little scared, yeah, and as predicted, with the Hypno in the lead, you probably want 2 things to check Bastion on the back. One then being Registeel, trying to swap over there, but unfortunately not able to. And yeah, Bastion just not good enough against this team comp per se. He also has a Quagsire as well, so probably was not the best team comp decision. Craig James is going to pick up a point right there for his team. All right, so going straight over here, this is not great either. Hopefully do get a shield from this Galvantula, and then I'm just going to really try to weaken it as much as possible. A lot of these Volt Switches are coming through, which is not ideal, especially against the Galvantula. And I'm going to let this move go at this point. and then I'm going to just try to farm this down. They do get to move. I'm probably just going to let this go. Discharge is not ideal, but the thing is, a flash cannon is going to one-shot me at either full health or at 1/4 health, so it doesn't really matter too much. Unfortunately, I'm in a really bad team comp spot at the moment. Doesn't shield either. I'm just not going to shield. There's no way I could win this matchup. I do see the Ice Punch being revealed, so that is nice to know. But yeah, speaking of bad leads, here we go. Another really tough lead. My counter swap is not that much better either. So yeah, in a bit of a pickle. I'm trying to think why I did not use Alolan Marowak this game. He hasn't even brought out Noctowl once. Alolan Marowak would have been really solid in a couple regards. Against the Registeel, against the Galvantula, against the Hypno. Yeah, but even not too bad against the Vigoroth too. But anyway, I'm going to let this Flash Cannon go because it is going to be resisted and they can't really lock on me down. We'll just throw these Weather Balls, do as much damage as possible here and kind of see how it goes. Yeah, going to let this Flash Cannon go as well. And then let's see how this plays out. And then so now I do have my 2 Avalanches ready, and does a great swap to Vigoroth to catch a second one, and then is able to counter me all the way down to, so this is not ideal at all. And then I am going to get taken out. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at an old graphic. I don't think I had a Alolan Marowak on this team, so ignore what I said earlier. But finally do grab a solid lead here. So we are tied up though, so I've not done a great job as our double down player here, not even going positive. But let's see if we go 2 and 3 here, and we are able to drop this Rock Slide and hopefully catch a lunge. No, it's gonna be a discharge, but that's okay. Damage is not debuffed, and able to still have quite a bit of play against the back end here. I'm going to let this Frostlass go and then farm down with the Machamp. Oh, actually no, I decided to farm down with the Mew. Even though these are resisted Shadow Claws, because they're resisted, I could get a lot of farm off of that Vigoroth, which I think was the better play here. And then now we're going to go probably, yeah, I just let this go just so that I could just go straight for the Rock Slide here against the Galvantula and take it out. So able to at least grab 2 games out of 3, so 4 points on the board for our team, 3 points for them, which is honestly a win for Aqua Hunger Force, because anytime they can get any points against a double down opponent, it's ideal. All right, so right here we have the ChaoticAce versus Fried Rice Baller. So actually, so fun fact, or maybe not fun fact, but ChaoticAce's screen recording actually crashed while recording this. So Fried Rice Baller, the opponent on the opposing team, actually was very nice to share this footage with me. So we are seeing Fried Rice Baller's POV at the moment. As you can see, this Dugong is on their team. So just keep that in mind as you're watching this, because it's a little bit backwards. So definitely an interesting matchup at the moment. Toad really able to kind of help maintain a decent matchup here, but this Swampert does have a lot of energy, and is able to finish off the Skarmory before it could do anything. And then here comes a Weather Ball. Again, this is pre-Weather Ball nerf, so it's going to do a little bit more damage. And this Marowak is coming in here, and this is definitely not a great spot for the ChaoticAce to be in. So obviously, Aqua Hunger Force thought they had a good matchup against our team with Fried Rice Baller as the double down, and as you can see, definitely the case. All right, going into this next matchup here, we do have the ChaoticAce going straight for that Skarmory safe swap, and then yeah, there's not too much that beats it on Fried Rice Baller's team. Definitely nothing that hard beats it, so definitely a good swap in my opinion, but is going to double shield here, has a lot of energy as well, so let's kind of see how this plays out, and is able to get to that Sky Attack to flip switch advantage. I think Fried Rice Ball might have gone 1 mud shot over or maybe the safe swap there from the Skarmory was just enough with the slight entry lead. All right, so now it's in a much better, CalebPeng is in a much better spot, resisting all of Dewgong's moves and just going straight probably for the Earthquakes, and then now has the alignment he really wants here, able to have a really solid matchup against Tropius. Honestly, Marowak is not bad even against Dewgong because the Fire Spins are neutral, and pretty much Bone Club and Shadow Bone are both neutral. Whereas Ice Shard is resisted, so it's Icy Wind, so they have to go straight Water Pulse, but everything before that is kind of resisted damage. But at this health range, Icy Wind is totally fine, but CalebPeng is in a very commanding spot, able to resist all these moves and get to that Earthquake no problem. Alright, going into match number 3, so able to grab us a point there, which is really solid against a double down opponent here. So now, CalebPeng has a really solid lead. So he's going to stay in here. Honestly, this Politoed is really strong against friedriceballer's team comp at the moment. It can beat this Dewgong. It could beat Swampert. And it has a lot of play against Sableye too. So a lot of value on this Politoed. Let's see how much CalebPeng is willing to protect it. Looks like he's just going to let it go completely. Grabbing the shield he wanted. Still weakening this Dewgong by quite a bit. Now probably going straight for a farm down. Is going to try farm down with Skarmory, which I think is a good option because again, there's not too much that beats the Skarmory on the back end. Probably will have to dump a shield here and then swap out to clear the debuff. But let's see, a Brave Bird here, double debuff, still going to do a good chunk of damage. So nope, he decides to swap out. Actually swaps out Marowak into a Swampert. Yeah, I think that is the play. I don't know. I feel like friedriceballer could have probably stayed in with the Swampert there. But either way, you know, might have been kind of like quick reflex call there. This is going to be interesting. They're both on even shields. Skarmory has like almost no health left, but does have a ton of energy. Go straight for the Brave Bird. Really gutsy Brave Bird, but I think it was the right call. Honestly, even if they friedriceballer shielded, he probably could get to the second Brave Bird beforehand. So wow, didn't expect that, but really solid to go 2-1 so far against friedriceballer, who again is their double down. So all these wins matter quite a bit just because we're denying a lot of double points here. So friedriceballer going straight for the Hydro Cannon baits. CalebPeng is not shielding at all, going straight for these weather balls, which are going to do quite a bit for neutral. And then again, CalebPeng is going to just let the Politoed go, comfortable with the shields advantage he has even without winning switch. And now is against a Dewgong, which is an interesting matchup. You're doing neutral with Dewgong, but super effective with Abomasnow, and again is going pivot away to go to that Skarmory. Skarmory really solid for neutral matchups against this entire team. Go straight for probably a Brave Bird. Yep, it does go straight for the Brave Bird. It's gonna be interesting. So it's gonna do a good chunk of damage. Still has a shield remaining though, and is able to get to... Yeah, I was gonna say the Weather Ball's not enough to KO anyway. But I guess he does get some okay farm here. Unfortunately, just not enough to kind of outpace this Sableye here. I think maybe the play is to save the energy and throw it on the Sableye, but the Abomasnow didn't have a ton of health left either. So is going to lead Skarmory this time. Again, very safe against this whole team. So this is probably one of the best alignments that friedriceballer can ask for as well though. So is probably very comfortable with just shielding and staying in this matchup. Seems like CalebPeng doesn't really care about alignment much at all. Just lets the first Pokemon go. It's comfortable with the shield advantage. And honestly, it's worked 2 out of the 4 times so far. Let's see if it works for a 3rd time here or not. So is again in a really solid matchup here. Is probably going to farm a ton of energy here. And finally does decide to throw probably a Weather Ball. Oh, actually goes Earthquake. Interesting. Probably a little overkill, but that's okay. Yeah, this Abomasnow is also very, very strong against his team comp in general. Let's see if he shields or not here. Does decide to shield, has a bunch of energy, shields down here, goes straight for the Weather Ball, and yeah, friedriceballer is able to get to that last foul play, but CalebPeng conservatively saving his shields from earlier. It's definitely going to pay off, able to land the energy ball, And there you have it. ChaoticAce really pulling off 3 wins for us against their double down. So kind of undoing the damage I did by going 2 and 3 as our double down. And so the score is currently now 10-9. So we have our final matchup, and this is kind of how it all played out in the actual series. CochinoMum is closing it out for us and against Leecifer. So unfortunately, CochinoMum's phone actually died out shortly after group stage 1, so we lost all of her footage, and Leecifer unfortunately was not able to send their footage as well. So we're going to just kind of go straight into results. Did CochinoMum clutch it out for our team? And actually, she, instead of going 3 and 2, she went all the way and went 4 and 1. So handily defeating her opponent there, giving us the breathing room and the win to move on to group stage 2. And we were able to beat Aqua Hunger Force 14-10. And great games to them. Really tough opponents throughout. And so as you can see from the group stage, you might recognize some of the teams in the other groups as well. The top 2 teams of each group move on to group stage number 2. So as you can see, Ann Arbor Arbok decisively doing really well in our group stage. We barely squeezed in number 2. As you see from a point differential, we didn't do so great overall in the points, but we were able to beat 2 opposing teams. And as you can look on the graphic here, group stage 2, we'll be going against Munchlax and Chill, and We Tap Faster. Ann Arbor Arbok, we won't rematch them again, so we'll just battle twice. And again, similar situation. Top 2 teams will move forward to the semifinals. Our loss to Ann Arbor Arbok is going to count and carry over to group stage 2. So for us, we pretty much have to win every single matchup for the remaining Go Team Up Worlds to stand a chance to make it to the finals. Stay tuned to see what happens next in this series. For me personally, the team format is probably still one of the most exciting formats of Pokemon Go, and I like it a lot, and hopefully you enjoy it too. These videos do take a lot longer to make, so let me know if you enjoy it. If you don't, let me know you don't enjoy it, that's all good. But I will have a GBL video dropping in the next day or so be on the lookout for that as well. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share, subscribe for future content, hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.